How you doing? You right? Flexi says hi. How you doing, Flexi? Hope you're well. Ikram says hi. Excited to see Kwanzaa. I'm excited to see Kwanzaa as well. Apparently he's doing really well there, and apparently quite a few people are upset. And I understand why they're upset, but they're upset that we've got rid of Kwanzaa without replacing him. So let's hope a replacement comes in, because the defense is looking pretty thin. Harry says, hello, how are you? If I don't respond, it's because I've gone out, as I'm on holiday in Spain. Okay, no worries. Enjoy your holiday. Hope the holiday is going well. And yeah, looking forward to hearing about it when you get back. Fish says fish is dead. How did it happen last time? I don't, because this isn't the first time that this has happened. So you'll have to remind me kind of how you've passed away this time. Bagwell says hi. Johnny says hi, Mamacita. It's me, Johnny even. Visca Boss, everyone. How are you, Johnny? Hope you're well. Johnny, aka Jonathan. So let's see. Yeah, wasn't planning on watching this, but kind of didn't have anything to do, so figured I'd give it a go. I haven't actually seen much of preseason, but that's okay. We had the Nations League, and then we had something else before that. But the good thing is the proper football is starting soon. So there's Community Shield on Sunday. And then there's the Super Cup on Wednesday. And then there's Premier League on Friday. So proper football is starting soon. My full name is DOS Lesson. No, not a DOS Lesson. That's an interesting first name. Can we just call you Mr. Lesson for short? And when we call you Mr. Lesson, we're referring to the lesson at the end, not the lesson in the middle. Johnny says, do you want to control my balls? Not at the moment. I'm good for now. But if that changes, I will let you know. Speaking of ball control, what's the Chelsea lineup today? Darren says nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Is it £50 per person or £200 for a family of 4? That advert's like so in my head. It's your boy says you look like CR7. I've not had that one before, but I'll take that. When does the game start? In like 3 minutes. Hakimi was proven innocent. Yeah, I need to read up on that. I saw a headline on it, but I haven't really read into it. Call me DOS Lesson, not a DOS Lesson. I'll try my best. Darren says who's playing Chelsea versus Leverkusen. Pre-season friendly type of thing. So, okay, so they're just showing the lineups now. Chelsea's Jorgensen, Gusto, Chalobah. I don't know who Akim Pong is. Kukureya, Caicedo, Santos, Estevao will be interesting. Palmer, George, and Delap. Leverkusen still playing 3 at the back, even though Alonso's gone. Flecken, Tapsoba, Hinchcape, Kwanzaa, Teller, Garcia, Andrich, Grimaldo, Adli, Schick, and Mazza. Interesting, I can't lie. Is Chelsea starting the best team? Not their best team, but it looks pretty decent. Fish says Javier Manquillo sucks. Why? I thought he was okay. He used to play for Liverpool back in the day, but then he went to Newcastle, didn't he? I thought he was fine. I didn't think it was that bad. Harry says, have you read my message? If you have, I haven't gone yet, just talking with family. That's okay. That's all right. No worries. Enjoy. Hope you have a nice holiday in Spain. And yeah, looking forward to hearing about it when you get back. Deli Ali is Johnny's goat. Boxworth says, in your opinion, does Baleba leave this summer? Probably, to be honest. Probably. Brighton are good, but Brighton are a selling club. And I think if a club turns up with enough money, I think Brighton will be willing to let the player go. From Baleba's perspective, he probably just wants a big payday, so he'd probably go as well. Harry is burnt, and it's his second day. the joy of holiday. Yeah, I'm pretty. It's not too hot in England at the moment. It's gonna be quite hot next week, so. Yeah, I'm not gonna go outside. I don't really like the hot weather. Darren says, I can't stand Chelsea. I would rather Liverpool, and that's saying something. Wow, Darren must really hate Chelsea then, if that's what he's saying. Would you like to see Frimpong or Bradley be starting right back? Bradley's injured again because he generally can't stay fit for more than 5 seconds. So he had his 5 seconds recently, and then he got injured again. So it looks like it's going to be Frimpong. Johnny says Blues will win 10-0. I wouldn't mind that. It's currently 0-0. Oh, I haven't started the damn timer. But that's okay. Is it working? What the F? Okay, timer's not working. Never mind. Yes, but did you know Carl Froch boxed at Wembley? I mean, he must have done back in the day. Harry says it's 30 here, but it's a different heat. Yeah, I know what you mean. When I went to Germany last year, it was like 32 and I was dying. And to be honest, even like 20 degrees is too much for me. But some people enjoy the heat. To be fair, I wouldn't mind losing to Palace. There's just good vibes between the two clubs. Yeah. Is this the community with respect to the Community Shield? To be honest, I'd rather win it, but equally, like if Liverpool lose, like not gonna kind of cry about it, kind of thing. Johnny says, I don't know why the woman said she pushed Hakimi and ran from him. Like, how do you run away from Hakimi? How is it possible? But she's at least faster than Ronaldo. To be honest, I don't really know the context of it. I need to look into it a bit more. Johnny says I make him feel hot. Well, that is the... I was going to say that is the purpose, and then I stopped myself. If you're feeling hot, get a fan. That's what I'm doing. Samuel says Crystal Palace should be playing in the Europa League ahead of Nottingham Forest. Yeah. It's a bit kind of messed up what happened at the end of the season, to be fair. So I understand where the anger is coming from. SB says, "How are you, fella?" Yeah, I'm good. I'm not too bad. I went to the Liverpool Bilbao game, Anfield on Monday. It's pretty good. Got pretty good seats. Was in the main stand. It was pretty annoying though. It was pretty annoying in the sense that I got to Anfield. I was thirsty as hell because it was proper hot. Got inside, bought a drink, took the drink inside, and as soon as I sat down, the fire alarm went off. And I was like, what is this? What is this nonsense? So then they had to evacuate the entire stadium. I had to evacuate the entire stadium with a drink in my hand, which I was just, when you're looking forward to just drinking it in peace whilst you're watching the players train. Instead, I had to just drink it outside, like huddled next to people because it was so squished. And then like 10-15 minutes later, they said, okay, you can all go back inside. So that was a bit disruptive. But the game, there were two games. There was a 5 o'clock kickoff and there was an 8 o'clock. The games were quite good, to be fair. Oh no, I got a Coke Zero. Oh, and here's a second annoying thing with one of those paper straws, which is completely obliterated towards the end. So I might write a letter to John Henry about that. Johnny says fans won't work against your hotness. That is true. That's why I've got like 2 air conditioners. I don't have one in this room. Because then you wouldn't be able to hear anything. But yeah, on certain days it gets so hot that a fan doesn't do anything and you have to just get the air conditioner out. So I would totally recommend them to people. Fish says, has fish? You are fish, you tell me. Thought the game was back. Yeah. Unfortunately not. It's only soft drinks. Yeah, still 0-0. I don't know why the timer's not working. Johnny says, fish, why don't you sit in a corner and eat a sausage? I don't know if fish eat sausage. What do fish eat? I don't know. And fish, you never told us kind of what kind of fish you actually are. So we should probably find that out first. Fish says you're on TV. CV 1991 says a sausage can't eat a sausage. That is true. Would that be like cannibalistic of a sausage to do that? Ten Hag there, looking very bold. Fish food. I love how I love how Johnny and Fish have managed to start a fight across platforms. Cross by Leverkusen, cleared. Did you see Nottingham Forest away kit? No. Is it good? Based on the emoji. I'm looking it up. Is it this one? It's got quite a classy look to it. Nice and simple. Not kind of overcomplicated. I won't like slight kind of Real Madrid vibes, but I'll let them off. But yeah, looks pretty good. I think Adidas are doing really well with respect to kits currently. Why is his head so massive? That looks photoshopped. Yeah, I like it. It's pretty good. Footy season says best team in the world, bro. Is that Nottingham Forest? It's a nice kit to be there. I like that it's not like overly complicated. Sometimes simple is better. Okay, fair enough. that makes a lot more sense. Tyler says, "Is your stream behind?" The thing is, it's not behind. The stopwatch is in. There's the what's its face. The timer's not working, so I've taken it off. I've not taken it off. Give me a second. Yeah, I've taken it off this screen, but yeah, I'm on 10 minutes 55. Yeah, I think you're slightly ahead. I'll see if I can fix the timer for next time. They effed Arsenal's away one so bad. Let's have a look at that then. Arsenal away kit. That's the third kit apparently. Oh, what the hell's that? That is nasty. It looks like seats on a bus. You know, like if you go on a bus or a train and they're covered in like that weird cloth with a weird design. That's literally what it looks like. I mean, what's up with these kind of zigzaggy patterns? And also, how do Arsenal feel about wearing blue? Because of, the whole Chelsea thing. But yeah, that's horrible. Their third kit is a lot nicer. When I first saw it, I thought you meant this one, and I thought, that looks quite good. But yeah, horrible. Have you seen the United third kit? It's class. Let's have a look. Is this the United third kit? It's all right. I'm not sure how I feel about the yellow, but I think the design in general is pretty good. It's not kind of overly complicated, which I like. It's a bit simple. City's one is nice too. Is that City third kit? That is nasty. If that's what you're talking about, I don't think that's what you mean though. Is it City? That's Do you mean City away kit? That is horrible. Under the floodlight says, "Is your DAZN working?" Um, I don't know about that, but channel 5 is. How you doing, the general? Hope you're well. Oh right, it's a black kit. Okay, that's the back of it, I presume. Okay, this one's quite nice. It's more of a kind of polo shirt with the collars, but that one's good. Yeah, we'll be okay if it's raining. Some of these kits are horrible. That is disgusting. That one and the Arsenal one, it's like, if you're a designer and your sole job that you've got to do is to design a kit, and that's what you come up with, the mind boggles. Is that honestly the best you could have come up with? That. It looks like a pavement after it's been raining. I think sometimes less is more, but that's why? What would actually compel somebody to buy that? I want to look like a traffic sign in the rain. I'm trying to pick one thing I like about this, and I can't. Like, I don't like the rain aesthetic. I don't like the kind of neon colors. I genuinely can't pick one thing that I like about this. Horrible. Who once had a pink kit? The Asna. Sounds familiar. I think they might have had one. I think Man City might have had one as well. Still no. Well, I'm not going to read that one out, Johnny, am I? That's quite classy looking. I don't know if that just looks classy because Dybala's wearing it, but I think generally speaking, that looks quite good. That looks okay. That one we said looks quite good. That one's decent. I don't know why Ian McKellen is modelling kits, but we might find out. Oh, Chelsea have scored. Is it Estevao? Is that Estevao? I can see Estevao sliding along the floor. So I think it might be I think it might have. I think it might be Estevao who scored that. Just waiting to see the replay. So went to Cucurella on the left, crossed it to Palmer. Ball kind of... Okay, not that great a goal. Palmer basically hit the bar, and then Estevao kind of tapped it in. Johnny wants to know if fish like the sausage. Can't confirm or deny that. Como have good ones, yeah. I think we were looking at those the other day. I'm trying to see if I can find them. That looks okay. Looks alright. Johnny says, CV 1991, welcome to the best channel. I want you to join mine and Sunny's side. Is that the dark side or is that the light side? You've not confirmed. You've not confirmed whether you're the good guys or the bad guys. Ooh, long ball by Palmer. Johnny says, we're the dark side who hate Pupinaldo. But does that therefore mean that Pupinaldo is the light side? Has Nunez gone yet? Apparently, apparently he's off to Saudi. For like 46 million or something like that. I don't know how accurate that is, but it says Darwin Nunez left a comment on Al Nasser's account, even though he's set to join Al Hilal. That's gotta be fake. The general says Nunez was going, but he missed his flight. Typical. He'd probably miss the airport as well. He's the type of guy to go to the wrong airport, and then also leave his passport at home. Kid Allison says, "Hi, how are you? Not too bad. Tired. It's the end of the week, but all good other than that. How about you?" Johnny says, "Why do you hate my goat Nunez?" I don't hate him. I just think it's the right time to kind of move on. We've given it 3 years. It hasn't worked. Get whatever money in that you can and kind of move on at this point. People wanted to give him another chance because he had a haircut, and that's kind of the level of delusion that we're dealing with. I'm surprised it's only 46 million. Like I thought Liverpool could have maybe gotten a bit more than that, maybe more like 50, but it is what it is. Kid Allison says his buzz is cooking though. To be fair, he does look better. He does look better with the shorter hair. Like look, here's a comparison. This is old hairstyle. Yeah, old hairstyle. Everyone's familiar with that. It's got that little line in the side there. Old hairstyle. New hairstyle. I think sometimes simple is best. Nunez would miss the taxi, yeah. Fish says, "Hi, Bob." Who's Bob? Ooh, Kwanzaa and what's his name? Cole Palmer getting into a fight. What's going on there? I think it might have been a dodgy tackle by Kwanzaa. Kind of late, but not the worst thing I've ever seen. Poopanalo is the poop side. Makes sense. Kid Allison said he'd leave his phone in the taxi. Yeah. Well, his phone and his passport and his luggage. You made a diss track on Harry. Why? Why have you made a diss track on Harry? Harry's literally the nicest person. But equally, where is this diss track? I want to listen to it. And why are you dissing Harry? I watched that stream back, some of it. Why were you saying meow meow Harry? And then you made him lose the race. Fish says red card for both. I think they're still on the pitch. Abdullah says Nunez is the GOAT. I don't know about that. That must mean the game on Monday is his last game then. So the first time I saw Nunez play is the last time. Kind of funny. Fish says, "Sir, I miss you." Well, I miss you as well, Fish. Probably not quite as much, but to a certain degree, yes. Well, I'm here now. That's what matters. Kid Allison says Slot is cooking this transfer window. Yeah, I think Slot and the Liverpool management hierarchy in general. They've got a left. Gusto's on the floor holding his plums. That looks kind of painful. Jenny says Chelsea 1-0. Why you got 0-0? Because you were not here to tell me to update the score. But you are correct. Oh, it's not working. I can't update it. The thing is, it's crashed, and I can only update it if I close the app and kind of reopen it. But I'll correct it. I'll correct it next time. Leo Curtis says, "Wait, you only started watching Nunez on Monday? God bless your heart." Only started watching him in person on Monday, so I went to that game. That's the only time I've seen Nunez in person. To be honest, he looked like he was quite he was quite involved in the game. But yeah, I just realized the first time I saw him in person will be the last time. Johnny says Sesko is coming to Man United. He is. I'm surprised they've got so much money, given they were kind of firing dinner ladies and all that. Yeah, it's the score thing's not working. I'll fix it for next time. Abdullah says, hopefully we're still seeing the Reds ain't got no money, but we're gonna win the league. Yeah, we should. To be fair, like, if you think about it, they've balanced out the books quite a lot. So they've sold Kwanzaa for about 40 million. They sold Diaz. They're gonna sell Nunez. They're gonna sell Elliott. That's probably the best part of 200 million that they've gotten back. So the song is still valid. Jenny says Chelsea could be a dark horse league. In the league, hope not though. Yeah, I think that's the thing with Chelsea. Even when they have bad seasons, they still find a way. They still find a way to win a trophy here and there. So Chelsea are one of those teams where even when they're not doing well, I still get a bit concerned about them. I think we need a new left back. I mean, a new left back, is that sarcasm? Kid Allison, we've got 3. We have 3 of them. Leo Curtis Jones says, "Oh, nice. Yeah, he was good, but under pressure, he's awful." Yeah. I'd say what surprised me the most about that game was probably like Harvey Elliott's passing. I never quite realized, like, on TV, like, how high he's kicking the ball, but he's literally kicking it right in the air, and then it just lands at the player's feet. That was probably the most impressive thing. Yeah, I think you're correct, Jenny. I think Chelsea are going to be up there. Under the Floodlight says this Estevao is incredible. He's looking good. And he did get a goal. Here he is again. He's linking up quite well with Cole Palmer. We're not going to sign anyone for the next 10 years. I'm not going to put that on the screen, Johnny, but it did make me laugh. Callum says, "I got a kit for you to look at. Shrewsbury Town 3rd kit." Okay, let's have a look. Callum's only said to look at, so he's not said yet if it's a really nice kit or a really horrible kit. I think that's quite. This one's quite good. It's simple, and I like. Is it black or is it purple? That's quite hard to tell. But I like the simplicity of it. I think, generally speaking, if you have like a black kit and you don't mess about with it too much, Um, it'll probably look quite good. Yeah, I like that. I hope Callum's example wasn't that this is an awful kit, because I think that looks quite nice. Uh, Leo Curtis Jones says, yeah, in my opinion, the best thing to come out of that game was Rio and Gamoa. Certainly out of the first game, yeah. He scored after like 5 seconds. Like, I remember they just kind of blew the whistle and like, okay, you're getting settled. And then I think McAllister broke the press, and then Rio just ran on through, as I'm sure everyone's seen. And then naturally you think, okay, he's going to pass it out wide, but he's decides to take a shot and he goes right in the corner. So I'd say yeah, Rio was really impressive in the first game, and I'd say second game I'd probably say Kirkes impressed me quite a lot. I thought Frimpong was quite good as well, to be fair. Jenny says, hope Sonny's not here to wind people up. I don't think so. I think you're safe. I think you're safe today. I won't lie, I feel a bit naked without the score on, but it's not updating. And the thing is, if I leave it on, like if I put it back on like this, yeah, I'll just have to go without it today. You can look at my Star Wars poster instead. In person it's a blackout kit. I see. This one here, Shropshire Homes. It's nice. It's nice. How you doing, Dale? Hope you're good. Hope you've been well. Callum says, I like it. We've got Tranmere tomorrow. We're taking 1,500 away. Very nice. Good stuff, man. What's the home kit like? Just out of curiosity. Oh, yeah. That's decent. Honestly, as someone who normally doesn't like pink, I think that's still okay. I think that's all right. I think you can get away with that. But yeah, I think the third kit's definitely one of the nice ones. I mean, the goalkeeper one's quite nice as well. If I was picky, I'd maybe rather the logo was also kind of white to match the other text, but it's good. A lot better than the was it the Arsenal third kit we were looking at earlier? Not this one. No, it's the Arsenal away kit, because that third kit looks nice. It was the Arsenal away kit, wasn't it? That is nasty. That looks like a bus seat, or like a seat on the train. I don't know what they're thinking with that. I don't know what those emojis are, Johnny. Is it like a chicken with a weird head? Callum says that we've got loads of retro kits on the website too. Some are belters. Let's have a look. Oh, retro range. Oh no, I need to go here. I like this one. This one I quite like. 98, 99 retro Asia. Callum says, "Gotta get you a Shrews game." Yeah, I'll have to pick a shirt first. Then I can blend in. Jenny says, "Can I ask you one question? Why, when you're answering about other football teams, do you spend a minute or two on the question, but if someone asks a Liverpool question, you're there for about 5 minutes?" We've just spent like 10 minutes looking at Shrewsbury shirts. To be honest, it's generally probably because I know a bit more about a bit more about Liverpool. But if there's something interesting about another team, like shirts, retro shirts, then yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, this is the one though. Lucas Lucas Podolski, aka Fish, says, "Sorry, mate, I was sleeping." That's okay. To be honest, there's not much happening in this. There's not much happening in this Chelsea game. Free kick though to Leverkusen. Kind of central. Ooh, saved. Take care, Johnny. Have a nice evening / weekend. Lucas Podolski is Fish's dad. See, you keep saying that, Fish, but we don't believe it. What's the gaming channel called? I'll put it in the chat for you here. There you go. It's that one. I don't know if you can click on it, if it allows people to click on things. That's all right. I've been playing quite a few games recently. Finished Silent Hill 2. That was quite good. Then I finished Doomed Dark Ages. That was good. It was better than Doom Eternal, but it still wasn't quite as good as Doom 2016. Now I'm in that phase again where I'm trying to kind of find a new game. I've started playing Metamorphoso Fantasia or something. Typically, like I always kind of try games, and then if I like it, then I'll stick with it. But then if I don't like it, I'll kind of move on to something else. Can you give me a good story game to play for? Is that for like a console or like for PC? And do you like horror? Do you like horror kind of story games? PS5. Do you like? Have you played like Resident Evil? The Resident Evil remakes, they're pretty good, and they're probably pretty cheap now because they've been out. They've been out for a while. So yeah, Resident Evil 2 remake. That's probably the best one. Fish says next play GTA 5. Is that your favorite game, Fish? I played it when it first came out, like 10 years ago, which is crazy. The thing is with me, I find it very difficult to kind of replay a game. So with GTA 5, like I've tried to replay it, but I physically can't. Hugo Ekatike says hello. How are you, Hugo? Hope you're well. Very good assist for Salah that you got the other day. So sorry, Lucas, your fish is dead. I forget. I mean, I can't lie. I feel like you actually are fish, and you've just switched the cans. But we'll say your fish is dead. Yeah, Metaphori Fantasio. That's the one I'm playing at the moment. But I don't know if it's like. I've only played half an hour, so I don't know if I'm gonna kind of stick with it, kind of thing. Is this your full-time job? Nope. I work in like app development. This is just something for like a bit of fun, kind of thing. Lucas says, I was drinking a beer. You're drinking a beer and a half an hour ago? Or are you saying you were drinking a beer half an hour ago? I think you might need to sort out your syntax, fish. Sorry, Lucas. Half time in this wonderful game. My son had a glass of wine while he's 17. That's okay. Isn't it like 16 that you can drink? Although it might vary based on different countries. I think you were saying you're in Poland, fish. 17 doesn't seem like super young to drink. Do you live with your partner? Lol. How do they let you watch football for so long? No, I live on my own. That's probably how I can watch it. It would be harder if I didn't. It's half time. If you see this, yeah. Johan Wissa out of Brentford squad. I mean, he spelled Brentford wrong, but we'll let him off. Out of Brentford squad tonight, as is very clear. The plan is to leave and join Newcastle. So if he joins Newcastle, there might be a particular Swedish forward who is then available. If you were to get married, would you make them support Liverpool? Probably not. It's probably hard to make them support a team that, you know what I mean, like that they don't support. I guess the question is, I can't lie. If they supported Man United, it would be very hard to to have a meaningful relationship. But if they didn't like football, then that's fine. That's okay. If you know what I mean. But if they like proactively supported Man United or Everton or something, then it probably wouldn't work. Jenny says, do you know what time kickoff will be in World Cup 2026? Because it's in USA. I'm not sure. I mean, I can have a look. Do you mean I presume you mean based on UK timing? It says here, if we're looking at previous examples in the US and Mexico, all of the games at Mexico 86 were played at either midday or 4 p.m. I mean, if it's midday for them, it could be like 7 a.m. in the morning for us. They've written this whole article, but they haven't really gone into they haven't really given us much detail. Let me see if I can find anything else. Again, there's not much. If you see this here, though, they're saying they might revise some of the kickoff times due to the weather. So it's probably quite hard. It's probably quite hard to make a prediction at the moment because they're saying in those news articles that they can make predictions based off the last World Cup. But given that it gets so hot these days, they might change those times, if you know what I mean. So there's not really a clear cut answer as of yet. Yeah, no clear cut answer as of yet. Employed Microwave says, hello there. How you doing, Employed Microwave? Hope you're well. How's the new job going? Hope the new job's going well. Does your family support Liverpool? Nope. Nobody in my family supports Liverpool. Only me. True story. Would you rather spend 173 million euro on Isak or Alvarez and some defenders? I guess it depends who the some defenders are. You know what I mean? Like if it's Alvarez and a 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 defender, then probably the latter. But if it's Alvarez and some rubbish defender, then I'd probably just rather get Isak. The funny thing is, though, I think Liverpool have clawed a lot of the money back because they've sold Diaz, they've sold Nunez. It looks like they're going to sell Elliott. They've sold Kwanzaa. So I wouldn't quite saying they're breaking even, but they've clawed a lot of money back to the point where I think they could maybe do both. Finley says Newcastle 1-1. Get in, target son. Is this Hack? I don't think Isak's playing today. Just out of curiosity. Yeah, Isak's not playing, is he? But apparently you might get Wissa. That's the latest gossip on that. Club World Cup game. Some kick off in the morning. Yeah. It's tough to say because there was some websites who were trying to figure it out based on when the Mexico World Cup was. Uh, but then there's other websites where they say don't look at that as a reference point. They're gonna change it. So I guess we'll know when we know. Employed Microwave says Wickham 1, Bradford 2. I'm so gassed. Very nice. Is that full time or is that game still in progress? Oh, full time. Anthony Saravicic and Bobby Pointon. Is he Le Francais? But yeah, so you would 2-0 up within like 13 minutes, which is pretty crazy. Yeah. Or Saturday even. Saturday, I think. Good result though. Lucas Podolsky says his mom's channel is called DOS House. Well, what does she do on this channel? What's the context behind DOS House? Yeah, I think it was on Saturday. But hey, good result. Good result either way. Oh, he's not French. I'm like Pointon. I'm like Pointon. You're like, no, it's just Pointon. It looks French. That's my excuse. But it's Bobby Pointon. It's Bobby Pointon, mate. It's not Pointon. It's not Le Pointon. It's just Bobby Pointon. I like how you're keeping up the. I was gonna say keeping up the lie, but I like how you're keeping up the whatever the logic in the story that you're giving. So we have Fish and we have Lucas Podolsky, who's Fish's dad, and then we have Lucas Podolsky's mom, who's Fish's grandma. She has a channel called DOS House. Have I got that correct? He's a new signing. Nice. Well, he's gotten a goal, so he's off to a pretty good start. Fish says, name all my family's channels. Well, there's DOS House, and then there's Fish, and then there's Lucas Podolsky. I hope that's accurate. Oh, why is this died? TikTok doing what TikTok does best and disconnecting. Let me see if I can fix that. I think I've fixed that. We've had a good transfer window at Bradford. Signed a quality defender and a midfielder. What position does Bobby Pointon, aka Bobby Pointon, play? Is he a midfielder? Why don't we look him up? This is... he's a midfielder. Mr. Robert. Or is he more of a winger, according to this? Nice. Well, I've certainly learned something today. We've got Northampton away on Saturday. Pretty easy game. I'd say we win 2-1 or 3-1. Good to hear. Is that in the league? Is that in League One, or is that in a cup? He plays both positions. It's pretty versatile. Nice. How are you, Durwood? Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Having a bit of a disaster today. The the stopwatch doesn't work, and it also does not let me update the score. But I'll fix it for next time. Yeah, if I don't, if I close everything, I can get it to work, but then everything will disconnect. But so yeah, I've chosen just to hide everything because I can't update them. But I shall fix for the Community Shield, or before then even. Durwood says, I'm good, just been packing, 2 weeks till I move. Yes, exciting times. Exciting times. Is it exciting or is it stressful? I've never moved house, if you know what I mean. Like, I've bought my first house, but I've never had to kind of move all my stuff. So is that process exciting, or is it stressful, or is it a bit of both? It's in the league, says Employed Microwave. On Tuesday, we face Blackburn in the Carabao Cup, but on Saturday, we face Northampton in League One. Well, the footy season, for Bradford at least, has fully gotten underway, which is always good. Gives us something to stay occupied with. Yeah, Cole Palmer's off for the second half. Neto's on in his place. Olamide says, how you doing over there today? Not too bad, not too bad. Kind of tired, but it's also Friday, so can't complain. How are you? Hope you're well. Lucas Podolski said, name all my family members. Well, there's Lucas, and then there's your son, which is Fish. And then there's your mom, aka Fish's grandmother. But you didn't give a name for her. So there's 3. Is that good enough, or do I need to know more? I'm very excited. It's stressful, but not bad. I wish I was moving tomorrow so I can make it my own. I hear ya. Makes sense. Exciting times. I mean, Leverkusen have not looked terrible here. I think that's a compliment to a certain degree. Your daughter is DOS lesson, so this is Fish's sister, right? And Lucas's father is Yawn Production, so this is Fish's granddad. I'm not gonna remember all of this. I can try. I can try my best. How are your berries and grapes? Well, I have. I followed your advice and I did not cut the blackberries back yet. I think you were saying to cut them in the fall, which I think is like autumn. So I've just let it grow. And the positive is I've been eating loads of blackberries. So so yeah, I've been enjoying that. They're definitely a bit sweeter, the ones that you grow at home compared to the ones in the shops. Um, Grapes pretty similar, as in pretty similar to how they were, in the sense that there's one gigantic grape and lots of tiny grapes. That one gigantic grape, it's turned red now, and those grapes, they are red grapes. So I might pick that one grape and eat it. Um, but the other positive is blueberries. So I planted blueberries last year, and they've like fruited in the first year. So I've had quite a few blueberries as well. And they're like really fat blueberries as well, which is great. um, but yeah, it's been okay. So I'd say this year I've had blackberries, I've had raspberries, I've had blueberries, and I might have one grape. But yeah, should hopefully get a few more next year. How about you? How are things looking on your side? It saves me having to buy fruit from the supermarket, so I have saved a bit of money. Yes, don't cut until they are done blooming for the season. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Um, I think last year I was just a bit. I wouldn't say intimidated, but a bit concerned that the blackberries had grown so massive that I just started cutting them as soon as it got big. But now, yeah, I'm just kind of following your advice. I'm just leaving it. It looks a bit messy, but who cares? But yeah, I'll just pick all the blackberries and then trim it down in the autumn. That's really fast for it to already grow fruit. Good soil. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I wouldn't have expected it to give kind of blueberries in the first year, and it wasn't like a massive vine or anything when I bought it. It was normal size, but for some reason that one seems to have grown really quickly, and it's not massive either. It's still probably like it's probably like ankle height, but it's given a fair amount of blueberries, which I'm quite happy with. I just eat them like in the garden off the plant. I'm fairly sure my neighbors are looking at me thinking, "What's he doing?" I don't care. My indoor plants are good. I'm going to transplant my quince plant to the new house. The new house has so much overgrowth that I'm excited to get in there. Good stuff. Exciting times for definite. Esteva looking quite lively, to be fair. Thankfully, this is the last friendly. And then the proper football starts. So we have the Community Shield on Sunday. Liverpool versus Palace, which should be quite good. And then we have Super Cup on Wednesday, I think. Spurs versus PSG. And then we have Premier League on Friday. So yeah, this is the last pre-season game. I haven't watched too much of pre-season other than Liverpool. 'Cause pre-season can be pretty dull. So thankfully this is the last one. At least you know what's on your fruit. It's fine to eat off the vine. No worries about poison. Yeah, that's kind of my logic as well. I haven't kind of sprayed it with anything. I seem to be surviving pretty well. So yeah. With that said, next to the blackberry plant, there's like a rose plant, which seems to grow like a foot taller every year. And now I'm pretty sure it's about 8 feet tall. So I might have to figure out what I do with that as well. But that's another one for the autumn. I might just leave that, just see how tall it gets. Like I might neaten it up so that it's not so wide. But it does seem to grow like a foot taller every year. But it's a good hobby. Keeps me occupied. It's a hobby that doesn't involve a screen. And I think those are always good. Lucas says, name all my family members. There is Fish, there's Lucas, there's Dos Lessard, there's Yuan Productions, and there's... I think that's it. Leverkusen with a chance. Corner to Leverkusen, which they do absolutely nothing with. And then Chelsea counter, and Chelsea do absolutely nothing with the counter. Come on, Kwanzaa. That's the way my quince is. My dad bought it because we thought it was a rose bush, but the quince is huge now. Yeah, it's crazy how kind of large these things get. Like it's literally taller than quite a few trees in my garden. And the fact that it kind of stays upright without you know kind of collapsing under its weight. Oh God, what's Neto doing, man? He had Gusto kind of running down the side, running down the wing even, but just decided to try and take on the defender and then lost the ball. Good defending by Hato though. Corner to Chelsea. Chelsea. Give me a second. Yeah, the TikTok comments are not working properly. The thing is with TikTok, sometimes it disconnects. But it should be working now. Finley says, did TikTok... Yeah, it did crash. I didn't even realize. I didn't even realize. Because the thing is, normally I have it on a second screen deliberately because it always crashes, and then I know to fix it. But today I've got the Chelsea game on a second screen, so I didn't even know that it had crashed. I fixed it now. I had no idea. It looks like it's been crashed for a while, but it's working now. So I wasn't ignoring anyone. It just crashed. You should get married and do watchalongs together. she'd have to like football for that, to be fair. If Chelsea win, oh yeah, you're gonna steal your dad's beer again. How did that go the first time? I presume you didn't get caught. I presume you did it safely. Were you in Prague, Czech Republic? Or have I remembered that incorrectly? I think you were in Prague. I think. Luciano says, "Where's United getting all this money?" The thing is, they've always had a lot of money because they generate a lot of money. But the flip side is it makes their whole cost cutting thing look a bit silly. You know, when they were firing dinner ladies and they were firing receptionists to save a bit of money, saying, "Hey, we have not got any money," and then they turn around and spend all that money on players. It does make things look a bit hypocritical, should we say. And they still haven't fixed the roof. So they're buying all these players, and the Man United fans will say, "Yeah, we're back." And then as soon as they're not back in September, they'll start crying about the roof again. So I'm like, look, if you've got all this money, spend a tiny bit of it on the roof. Do you own a pet like a cat or a dog? If so, what's its name? I do own a cat, but my cat's name is like the secret answer. You know, sometimes when you sign up for like email accounts and it says, you know, you have to pick questions and it says, "What's your pet's name?" So therefore I can't say it. Because you could probably get into one of my email accounts with that. I successfully stole 3 cans of beer. Very nice. Yeah, Target scored for the Toonman to make it 1-1. Like 20 minutes ago, that's when it crashed. Yeah, damn, it's been crashed for that long. I didn't know. Who are the Toon playing today? Newcastle versus Espanyol. Okay, 1-1. Apparently, you're linked with Vissa. How do you feel about that? Yes, Czech Republic. Yeah, I remember. I was telling you that I visited and I went to. I was telling you all the places I went, and I said I went to Petrine Tower, and you were like, "Yeah, I go there every day," which is true. United said it's pure revenue. Yeah, they do make a lot of money, to be fair. So they make a lot of money, and therefore they can spend a lot of money. The flip side is, I guess, it does make the cost cutting look a bit hypocritical. Do you think Salah has a chance for the Ballon d'Or? Unfortunately, not. Unfortunately, it's a. I personally, I would give it to him based on performance. But it's more of a popularity contest these days regarding who's the prettiest. And unfortunately, they don't think Salah's the prettiest. So far, no beer for today, but there's still time. There's still time. War Rambo saved a penalty as well. Yeah, Espanyol. Nice. Who you playing on the? Who's the first game? I think Liverpool are Newcastle's second game. But I think the first game of the Premier League season, I was having a look. That looks pretty. That looks like a pretty good game as well. How did you start? How did you start supporting Liverpool? It's the craziest story. When I was in, and this is me being 100% truthful. When I was in year 2 in school, and year 2 in England is 6 or 7. So when I was about 6 or 7, there was a girl in my class, and this girl had a older brother, and the older brother of the girl was there one day, and he said, I was just talking about football teams, and he was like, you should support Liverpool, they're really good. And I was like, what about this team? But he's like, no, Liverpool are the best one. And then that convinced me. So it's a pretty remarkable story, and also an unremarkable story. It was the brother of a girl in my class who said, you should support them, they're good. I still remember it, but yeah, that is how it happened. We've had the deal done for weeks, but Brentford aren't letting him leave till they have a replacement. Oh, it's like a chain for a house. First person wants to buy a house has to wait for the second person to find a replacement. Second person wants to buy a house has to wait for the third person to find a new house or replacement. Let's see how long this chain goes on for. They're almost signed out from Bournemouth, so deals getting done. Oh, they almost signed Otara from Bournemouth, so deals are getting done quickly. Yeah, things do seem to be progressing this week. It was a slow-ish start to the transfer window, I'd say, for most teams other than Chelsea and Liverpool. But I think as the weeks progressed, teams are getting their business done. Yeah, that was it. Villa. We've got Villa away first game, either going to be a big win or a big loss. It's a good game. Is that on the... I think that might be on the Saturday. Because I was having a look at fixtures the other day. Yeah, Saturday, 12:30. Newcastle versus Villa. Finley says we've had an absolute stinker of a winter. You have. It's like, how has it gone so badly? Like, I felt like last season Newcastle were on the cusp of something, because they had very good midfield with kind of Joe Linton, Bruno, Tonali. Had very good attack, Isak, Gordon, Jacob Ramsey. Then they brought Elanga in, and I was like, ooh, okay, getting a bit concerned. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'd understand, and they were in for Ekitike, and I could understand missing out on one player. And then I think they were in for Sesko, and it seems Sesko wasn't keen either. Because no one wants to live in Newcastle, we don't have a good wage structure. Okay. I hear you. I mean, Newcastle's quite nice, but I think with the PSR and the wages and all that, I guess it does make it a bit harder if kind of Man United, Liverpool are offering 200 grand a week, and say Newcastle because of rules and things can only offer half of that. Then it does hamper the negotiating position to a certain degree. We basically had a here we go for Ekitike, then it collapsed because Frankfurt couldn't agree a fee. So based on that perspective, it looks like Ekitike agreed to the wages, but they just couldn't sort the transfer out. It is a bit wild. I still think Newcastle will do very well next season. That midfield is of all the midfields we came up against last year, it was the Newcastle one that I felt the most helpless against, to be honest. Just because we just couldn't do anything. They were just too strong and too skillful. Hold on a minute. Garnacho's going to Chelsea too. Apparently, like if you're under 23 or whatever, Chelsea will be in for you. I'm like, where are they gonna play him? Like, how many forwards have they got now? They got Neto, they got Estevao. I mean, Estevao's on the left today. Isn't that where Garnacho plays? Like they got João Pedro, they got Estevao, they got Neto, they got Delap, they got Palmer who can play there, they got Nkunku. Granted, they got rid of Madueke, but that just seems to be a requirement to go to Chelsea. You just got to be under a certain age. Ekitike's camp and himself agreed to the move and wages, but Frankfurt wanted more money. To be fair, like I know we got him, but like it was a lot of money. I can't lie. Like I'm happy-ish that we got him, but I still feel like it's a lot of money. We only got 4 midfielders now with Willock out. The three of those are very good, to be fair. RG255 says you've not been live streaming for long. That is true. The reason is on Monday I went to the Liverpool game at Anfield, which is pretty good. Got pretty good seats. It was annoying though. Got to the stadium. I walk it to the stadium because I wanted to do a bit of exercise. I walked it to the stadium, and as soon as when I was like 5-10 minutes away, I was like, I'm so thirsty. I just can't wait. I just can't wait to just get a drink. Because whenever I go, and again, I don't go too often, but whenever I go, I like going there a bit early because if you get there earlier, you can kind of watch the players training. And the good thing is you can watch the players training, but other people are not there yet, so it's kind of cool. So I'm gonna get there early so I can watch the players train. I'm gonna buy a drink, and it's gonna be great. So I bought my drink. I went outside to the stadium. Mamadashvili was training. McAllister was training, and I thought, okay, this is gonna be good. As soon as I sat down to watch Mamadashvili and McAllister training, the damn fire alarm went off. A fire alarm at Anfield, a fire alarm. And at first I ignored it, and the stewards were like, you've got to go. So then I had to just go back outside. We were outside for like 15 minutes. I drank all my drink outside, and then by the time we went back in, the stadium was packed. So it was a bit of an annoying start. But the matches were good. RG says, oh, but I'm back now. I've been swimming. Very nice. Good exercise, man. Good exercise. Garnacho's a brilliant signing for Chelsea, says Mohammed, in my opinion. Big game player, only 20 as well. He is effective. Like, he is an effective player. What I just find bizarre is it just kind of feels like Chelsea are collecting like all the young players, like the Infinity Stones, to a certain degree. At least they're selling off Jackson and Kunku, and they sold Broha to Burnley. Yeah, I saw that one. That one was today. No wonder Rio wanted out early. He knew he would never be seen. Yeah, I think that's one of the things. I think if Rio was still at Chelsea, you're right, he wouldn't have been seen. He feels like he'd be one of those players that they just kind of loan out, loan him here, loan him there. Whereas at Liverpool, he's getting attention and he's being prioritized and he's being given a path to the first team. So it doesn't look like we're signing a Diaz replacement. It looks like Rio is the Diaz replacement. And that probably wouldn't happen at Chelsea. Abs Khan says, "Salam, bro. Thanks. I got my top today. Oh yeah, you were asking about that a few weeks ago. How is it? Do you like it? Is it nice? Hope it's good. Hope you enjoy it. How you doing, Graham? Says, hey buddy, how you doing? I'm good, not too bad. How are you? What's the score? The score's 1-0 Chelsea. I'm having technical difficulties today, which is why I've hidden the score. So you see, I've still got it. It doesn't let me update the score or the timer today, so I've hidden them so as to not confuse. But yeah, it's 1-0. It's 1-0 to Chelsea. Estevao scored a goal. Basically, Cole Palmer took a shot. It bounced off the bar. And then the keeper was like, when the ball bounces off, and then Estevao just kind of tapped it in. Riley was at the match for the first time and it was mesmerizing. I was at the Cop. Is that the Bilbao game? You might have seen me then. I was in the main stand. But it was a good... Is that the Bilbao game on Monday? Did you get kicked out because of the fire alarm as well? Or was that only the main stand? It was a bit unclear. But yeah, oh nice. And it was mesmerized, yeah. How's the sorry, that's very loud. How's the view from the Cop? I've been thinking about sitting there, but I never know. Like, will I? Because it's more like you see the players coming at. You know what I mean? It's like a vertical view rather than a horizontal. Is it a good view? I guess that's what I'd ask. Because I feel like it's one of those things I have to try. Because whenever I get tickets. Like the Cop is available, but I'm always like, I need to get some more viewpoints. But Riley's saying it's a good view as well as the atmosphere. I might need to give it a go. Once. Yeah, a lot of pretty much all the chants were starting from the Cop side. To be fair, there was the Jota song and so forth. Could you hear the Bilbao fans in the Anfield Road end? there was like 5 of them who just kept jumping up and down, and they were hilarious. Oh, you could? I could hear them. But yeah, it's a good. Oh, you didn't even see them. Okay, yeah, fair enough. You're on the opposite side. I could see them. But yeah, no, glad you had a good experience, 100%. RD7962 says great view. I think from the Cop. I might need to sit there once. whenever I get tickets, I always kind of go for the main stand. The reason for that is the first time I got tickets, it was the only one available. And other times I've got tickets, I've been like, you know what, the main stand, it's a good view, so I don't want to risk it. But a lot of you guys are kind of saying that it's a good view from the cop. So I think it's one of those things I need to try once. People have been complaining about tops from the LFC shops as they would missing badges, names not lined right. Yeah, I saw that. I saw something online. Somebody ordered a Florian Wirtz shirt, and the Wirtz was like like that. The Wirtz was like that. It's not good luck, is it? It's especially considering the prices some of these shirts are. So like £120 for which is kind of expensive. Hopefully it's more just the exception rather than most of them, if you know what I mean. Like on Monday, like lots of people were wearing the new kit. It does look nice. So hopefully it's just that person. Well, hopefully it's not too many people, and hopefully those people get refund or they get an exchange or something. Mine was fine. I got a Salah shirt before the game, and he scored. Nice. Did you get it in the shop in the ground? Good choice, to be fair. I think I might go for Salah this year as well. I know a lot of people are getting Wirtz, but I just think I don't have a Salah shirt. And I think this season might be his last season, or next year might be. So I feel like I have to just get one because otherwise I might lose my chance. So yeah, I think I'm probably gonna get Salah. Did you get the home shirt or the away shirt? They both look quite nice, to be fair. The home one and the away. Finley says a Gallowgate more than Cop. I'll take your word for that, Finley. Mr. Default says, here we go. On who? Is this a Fabrizio thing? Is he here we going something? Mr. Default is a Man United fan. Is this Sesko maybe? Or is Lindelof going back? Or imagine getting a here we go for Lindelof going back. The home shirt, yeah, it looks. Apparently, it's really popular. Apparently, Liverpool kits this year are selling 7 times greater than they were. Than they were last year. Yeah, it looks nice. Did you get the long sleeve or the short sleeve? They both look quite nice, to be fair. I like the shade of red as well. But yeah, I think Salah's a good choice. You got it at town. Fair enough. Lindelof to Liverpool. There we go. The thing is, part of me wants to just see that because it'd just be so funny. You know what I mean? Everyone would lose their mind, myself included. Just imagine that. Victor Lindelof to Liverpool. It won't happen, but it would be funny. Home shirt, nice, to be honest. Yeah, it's nice. Definitely a nice one this year. I'm gonna have to get one. I think I'll probably get the Salah one. Have you seen what Chelsea are quoting us for Jackson? 80 million. That's ridiculous. He's not worth anywhere near that. Like what do we think? What do we think is a reasonable fee for Jackson? Like maybe half that, maybe like 40, something in the 40 range, maybe. But yeah, 80 million is ridiculous. Garnacho to Chelsea for 50 million. I can't wait. Yeah, I think we were kind of discussing that one before. It's crazy how Chelsea seem to be buying it. Like if you're under 23, Chelsea will probably be in for you. I think he's a good player, but apparently Amorim has concerns with respect to his attitude and his ego. So I can understand why Man United want to get rid of him, but equally I can also understand why Chelsea are quite excited. 35 more than he signed for. His composure and finishing is shocking for 80 million. It is crazy. It is a crazy kind of sign of the times to a certain degree. Like I appreciate it. I appreciate it's not quite 100 million, but it's pretty much 100 million, isn't it? And it just feels like the price tag on everything is like 100 million. It's like, oh, you want this striker, 100 million. You want this guy, 100 million. You know what I mean? I think 40 would be a more reasonable kind of fee. Fish is watching Ransko whilst drinking. What is Ransko? Is that a TV show? His ego is too big. This is Garnacho, yeah. He does kind of seem to think he's Ronaldo to a certain degree, but he's not there yet. I mean, he's got good potential. He performs well against big teams, I think, but yeah, he's not the finished article. 35 for Jackson, which is even less than I said. LFC says Chelsea will do well this season, especially from what we've seen them do against PSG. Yeah, I think Chelsea will be up there. The thing is with Chelsea, even when they have like a quote unquote bad season, they still manage to get a trophy. You know what I mean? Even when they have bad seasons, they still manage to deliver silverware. So I think this season they'll definitely be up there. Asher says Garnacho will shine at Chelsea. Mark my words. It's certainly possible. He's a good player. Maybe sometimes a change in environment can be good for a person. I think as well he'll be a bit more respectful to Maresca because he'll be in a new environment, so he won't want to kind of misbehave as much. Like when you start a new job, so you come in early. I guess the question is how long will he keep that up for? But he's got talent. Mr. Default says top 5 prediction. I'd go Liverpool 1, City 2, Chelsea 3. If Newcastle keep Isak and he gets over his beef with them, I think Newcastle 4. Maybe Arsenal 4th. Yeah, maybe Arsenal 4th. AFC Dave says Arteta out. I want him out. You will get him out. You will get him out next year. I think. You've just got to live with this for another 12 months. I mean, I say Arteta in, but that's because I don't want Arsenal to do well. But I think I got a feeling this will be his last season. Mr. Default's top five are Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Newcastle, 5 Man United. No Chelsea. Would you put Chelsea sixth maybe? User says Jackson isn't even worth 15 million. I'll be honest. I don't think I couldn't tell you a single thing that I think Jackson's good at. It's more that 40 million seems like these days 40 million is kind of the nothing number, if you know what I mean. Like 40 million these days is what 10 million was back in the day. That was kind of my logic for 40 million. But yeah, 15 in reality, maybe like 15 or even 10. Joseph says, know anything about this Italian centre back? Is that the young guy? I mean, he looks really good. Let me see. What's his name again? This guy, Giovanni Leone. I mean, apparently he's really tall. I've watched like a highlights compilation of him, so I can't pretend to be an expert. Like in the highlights compilation, he looks good, but equally everyone does. How tall is he? Oh, he's massive. He's like 6'5". That is encouraging. Yeah, I would say like again, like I've watched like a compilation. He looked good, but equally, it's tough to form definitive conclusions of that. João Pedro has just scored again. That's the thing. You know what I mean? Joseph is saying, bro, I don't trust YouTube highlights ever since they made Aquilani look amazing. Yeah, that's why I was like, I've seen it, but I don't know if I can form a conclusion off that. The thing is also like with highlights, highlights can make pretty much anyone look good, which is why it's kind of tough to really form a conclusion. Like I saw a Luis Diaz compilation going to Bayern. I was like, wow, this guy's amazing, based off the compilation. But obviously, it's the same guy I've been kind of screaming at for the past 3 years. So yeah, compilations can be a bit misleading. Fish, why do you keep telling me to name all your family members? Okay, so there's Fish, who's the son. There's Lucas, who's the dad. There's the grandma. Yeah, I've gone blank. Finley doesn't need Jackson. We've got Worsula. When buying a football shirt, do you get the big players or the less big players for abstraction? The thing is, like, pretty much most of my football shirts are quote unquote unofficial. From the Democratic Republic of China. Democratic, maybe Socialist Republic of China. So I just kind of get I just mix it up. Like I've got like quite a few. But I guess the question is, if I was to just get one, who would I get? I'd probably just get who my favorite player is, if that makes sense. But it would have to be a player who has done quite well recently. For example, like I know people who bought like Naby Keita shirts and then they've regretted it, and then they spent like £100 on a Naby Keita shirt. So I'd say I'd try and find a balance between a player I like and a player who's done well, and it'd be like a three-way balance. So a player who's done well, so I don't regret the shirt. Um, a player who I like, and a player who has like longevity in the team. Like I wouldn't get like last year. I saw like people were getting like 66 shirts, and to be fair, also Van Dijk and Salah shirts, and I was like, we don't know if they're gonna stay. So I try and find a balance the best the best I can. Yeah, that's the thing. Like that's what kind of why it's a bit difficult with kind of highlight compilations, especially when they just put like dance music on top. Like, yeah, I'm listening to techno and this guy looks amazing. So it's tough to say really. Finley's pal's cousin just came on the pitch for the Toon. Very nice. What position? What position does he play? Yeah, getting a Naby Keita shirt. The thing is, you could pretty much never wear it again. So in some like I wanted to say, it's like you've got £100 paperweight, but like a shirt doesn't even weigh anything. So you don't even have a paperweight. What do you have? The thing is, at the Liverpool game on Monday, the people had like people had Trent shirts. And I thought, okay, that's a bit brave. That's a bit brave. I didn't say anything because obviously I wouldn't, and it doesn't bother me that much. But I was thinking, interesting. Grealish to Everton or Spurs, says Derwood. I saw the links to Everton. I didn't know there were links to Spurs as well. Apparently, what's his name? Madison has done his ACL. So I guess they need an attacking midfield type player. For some reason, I mean, I was going to say for some reason, Everton just seemed to fit for Jack Grealish. But thinking about it, Spurs kind of fits as well. I'd rather he go to Everton because he's going to command a gigantic wage. And he'll probably set them back a few years. Whereas I think Spurs redeemed themselves to a certain degree last season, so I hope they kick on. So yeah, I'd rather see him at Everton. C says Chelsea are looking strong. They are looking strong, and the thing is with Chelsea, like even when they don't perform, they seem to perform. as weird as that sounds, and even when they don't perform, they manage to get a trophy here and there. So they're gonna be up there. I've seen highlights of Sesko. He looks incredible, but can't get my hopes up. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to form kind of conclusions based off highlights, but equally we don't have anything else. So whenever I watch highlights, I'm like, yeah, he looks good-ish, but I'll wait until he gets here. What's the score? Says Amza. It's full time now. It's full time. Chelsea won 2-0. Sean Neva up top for the Toonman. Very nice. Congratulations to your friend's cousin. I don't get players on my shirt just in case they leave. Oh, that's a good argument. That way you can't regret it. Yeah. That's a good suggestion as well. Just don't get anyone's name on it, and then that way you won't regret it later. Yeah, I think with Bruno or De Gea, you could say they had a they had like a period of longevity at your club, and they did very well at the club. So even if they go, you can kind of get it to you can get it just to kind of honor what they did at the team. That's kind of why I think I'm gonna get a Salah one for the new kit. Because I don't have a Salah shirt, and even if he goes at the end of this year, you can still say, you know what, he was a club legend. So no no regrets, no regrets. Jack Grealish downfall needs to be studied. Yeah. 100 million pound player back when that was rare. How you doing, Darwizy? Hope you're well. Yeah, bad news for Maddison. Like most people, like even though we don't support Spurs, we don't want to kind of see players get injuries like that, especially after the kind of high of last season. So yeah, hopefully makes I was going to say a quick recovery, but as quick a recovery as you can do. Darwizi says, "What's your prediction for the Liverpool game? Is this the Community Shield on Sunday?" 2-1. 2-1 Frimpong man of the match. That's my prediction. Carvalho just scored for Brentford. He's getting one step closer to that Ballon d'Or that he wants. How was the goal? Was it a good goal? Where are you from? You've got a Brummie accent. I did grow up around there, but I'm surprised because people always say that. People always say I don't have an accent. You must have some very good ears. I hope it's not like a thick accent because I don't think I've got a thick one. As a United fan, I'd be happy with 50 million for Garnacho. Yeah, that seems to be the going rate. I think Mr. Default was also saying around the 50 million mark. Yeah, getting a Van Dijk and Salah shirt is fine, even if they leave, yeah. Because they've had that kind of... They're club legends. They've had that kind of long period of longevity. Does that make sense? They've had an extended period of longevity at the club. They've won multiple trophies. So even if they go, I think it's okay. Yeah, I just feel sorry. Like if you were to get like a Naby Keita shirt or like an Arthur Miller shirt or something. It's a safe bet, I think. Bro should have stayed at Villa. Yeah, I mean he was and he is a club legend at Villa. But I think if he'd stayed, he'd be an even bigger legend. Well, this is the thing, right? This is the thing. This is the thing. Like, yeah, you win Champions Leagues. Yeah, you win Premier Leagues. But is it worth more than being a club legend at Villa? Again, I don't know what the answer is. But you see this happen a lot, where the discussion is quite often, okay, player needs to go to club B because he can win Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues there, and he does do that. But then when that's done, they kind of toss him in the bin and say, we don't want you anymore, Jack Grealish. So, and again, I don't know what the answer is, but do we think like, does Jack Grealish regret the move? Would he rather have stayed at Villa and be loved by their fans, or is he happy with the move? You know what I mean? Like I'm explaining this terribly, but like in the sense that I don't think it's a... What's the word? It's hard. It's hard to know it's hard to know what the decision is, whether you should go to the club to win trophies versus leaving your hometown club. He's had loads of injuries in his Spurs career. Not been easy for him at all. Like, yeah. I hope. I hope he makes a good recovery. Darvizi doesn't want Barcola. Yeah, me neither. Barcola's fine, but like I'm not sure he's significantly better than. I don't feel like he significantly moves the needle for the Liverpool front line, whereas I think Isak would. Thankfully, it doesn't feel like a Liverpool thing to do. Like they tend to have like their main target, and then if they cannot get their main target, they tend to just kind of save the money. Rather than, I don't want to use the words waste it. But yeah, rather than saying, okay, we can't get Isak, we're gonna get Barcola. That doesn't feel like a Liverpool thing to do. Thankfully. Mark says, is Isak signing or not? It's, to be honest with you, like nothing kind of concrete has come out. I know lots of people will say we've got insider knowledge about this, we've got insider knowledge about that. In reality, nobody's got insider knowledge. I still think I'm still leaning towards, I think it's more likely that it will happen. I think Newcastle are in for Vissa. But if we take a step back, they were in for Sesko, but it looks like Sesko is going to go to Man United. But now it looks like they might be in for Vissa. I don't know if it's hopeful thinking, I don't know if it's deluded thinking, but I think Newcastle are trying to get a replacement first, and then they might let Isak go. It just feels like the situation is a bit hard to recover from. Like, he doesn't want to train, he hasn't gone on the tour, he's not in the squad. Like, he's burnt all his bridges to the point where it would be quite hard to reintegrate him into the team at this point. Not impossible, it wouldn't be impossible, but I think it's more likely that he probably goes. Mr. Default would take 40 for Garnacho, so 50 is nice, yeah? You got, what's that? 20% extra? 25% extra? Grealish prefers beer over football. And he prefers hair accessories as well. I think he'll regret not leaving City sooner. That's the... Yeah, maybe that's the balanced take in the sense that it was the right thing to go to win these trophies, but equally maybe he stayed there maybe a season or two a bit too long. Maybe that's the balanced take. Barcola to Liverpool is awful. Yeah, I don't want him. I'm like, if we can't get Isak, just save the money. Yeah, I hope Isak signs as well. I think I still think it's more likely than not. Just given the amount of given the amount of drama that he's caused. To be fair. Due clears Barcola. Yeah, 100% agree. I think I'd go as far as to say I think Due is one of the best young players in the world. It's crazy that they got him for just like 40 million. But that's life sometimes. But yeah, Barcola, he's like a bench option for PSG, and I think Liverpool should be aspiring to PSG's level. And to be at their level, you don't buy their bench players. You buy their starters, but obviously their starters are not. We can't get their starters, but we shouldn't be looking at their bench players. Oh yeah, and Mbuemo's another one. I'd rather play for a club and fight for a trophy rather than sit on the bench and win the treble. Yeah, that's the thing. you've kind of summed up what I was trying to kind of conceptualize before. Like, yeah, you've won medals, but like equally, like what role? Like if I won like a bunch of medals, and maybe this situation is not directly applicable to Grealish, but like if I won a bunch of medals, but I was a sub, if I was a substitute, would I really look back that fondly on those medals and be like, yeah, I won those? I was like, I did, but I also didn't. Scott McTominay, 1 season without Man United, a nomination for the Ballon d'Or. Yeah, I saw that. I literally said the exact same thing today when I saw that. I said something like, yes, as soon as he leaves, he gets nominated for the Ballon d'Or. I mean, if Rasmus Højlund goes to a random team next year and he gets nominated for the Ballon d'Or, then yeah, I'd be a bit concerned. Finley says, Big Murph, 2-1, get in, lad. Nice. So the 2-1 up against Espanyol, I guess. A win's a win. '77th minute. You'll probably win that, to be fair. I don't know if this is true. Andy Robertson, 85 rated on EAFC. That's a bit high, I can't lie. I wouldn't give him 85. Maybe more like 81. Maybe more like 80. Especially last season. Like I could. 85 is like. I mean, the best players in the game are like 90 on there, like 90, 91. So I'd say like 85 is like best left back in the world territory. I don't think he's 85 last season. Maybe like 81 or something would be a bit more reasonable. I don't know what that kit is. That's not last season's kit because the collar's a bit weird. What that is that's this season's kit. That's like the body of this season's kit, but with last season's kit painted on top of it because they don't want to reveal it. That's what they've done. They've just painted last season's kit onto this year's kind of shape. Because that's this year's shape. Because I can tell by the collar. See, they think we won't notice these things. Apart from Isak, what's one signing you'd make? Scott McTominay. he's a Ballon d'Or. He's a Ballon d'Or candidate. He's good mates with the guy that we got on the screen here. So yeah, it's probably a good signing. Other than that, like I really want a centre back, but I just don't know who's available on the market. Because we've got Van Dijk, obviously. We've got Konate, who, let's be honest, is going to get injured. And we've got Joe Gomez, who is already injured. Unless I'm forgetting something, I think that's it. So I think we desperately need a centre back. But I don't know who's available. Hopefully, just need to not bottle it at the back. Yeah, I think you're on 84 minutes, so I think hopefully you can hold on. Yeah, 85 is too high. Like, yeah, I'd say 81. I'd say last year he did not have a good season. Yeah, 85 is too much. Yeah, he did not have a good season last year. To the point where we went out and got another left back, who's gonna be the starting left back. So, I mean, yeah, back in the day, 85, 88, certainly a few years ago. But I think that's a bit too high. His rating peaked at 86. Is that the high? Is that the highest he's ever had? 86, is it? Fair enough. I'd maybe go up to 87, 88 at a push, but a few years back. But yeah, I think 86 is pretty good. $87 for fullback is the best. 88 is ludicrous. Okay, 87 then. Yeah, but I think currently, in terms of the current game, I think 85 is a bit too much. What's Kirk's gonna be then? They better not do some nonsense where like Robertson is got a higher rating than Kirk's, because that's just silly. That is just silliness. They better not have like Robertson 85 on the bench and Kirk's 82 on the pitch. Because that would, again, I don't really play the game, but that would annoy me. Kirk's, to be fair, had a very good season last year, so hopefully he's a bit higher, but there isn't much room to go above 85. C84. You might need to change that to C12 now. Says what we think about Liverpool next season with the new signings. I think they're good signings. I think they're the right signings. Most people, I think, naturally they're super excited about Wirtz. I'm a bit more excited about the fullbacks, to be honest, because I feel like that's where we were lacking. But I think Liverpool would still be my favourites for the league, especially if they get Isak. I would just want a centre back as well. But yeah, what do you think? Just Al says Roblox, play Roblox, Liverpool Roblox. I've never played Roblox in my life. I think I'm a bit old for Roblox. I don't even know what the purpose is of Roblox. You just like build things and then, like, is that what it is? Apparently it's very popular. What would Liverpool Roblox be? Is that where like you can build Anfield or something? I wonder how they decide stats and readings. To be honest, like if you play for one of the big clubs, they'll give you a pretty high rating, I think. It's probably based on roughly kind of how you've performed over the past few years, plus roughly how your team has performed for the past few years. Plus, if you go to one of the big teams, they'll probably add a few points on. Like if Robertson was at, I don't know, if Robertson was at Crystal Palace and perform the same, he wouldn't be 85. He'd be 81 or something. Or if Robertson was at Leeds, like if Robertson wasn't at Leeds, he would not be 85. So I think there is like a Liverpool premium put on top. But anyways, that's that game done. Chelsea won 2-0. I shall be back on Sunday for the Community Shield when I will try and fix this timer and this clock. I'm just re-enabling it so I can remember to fix it. 77. Yeah, he better get a massive upgrade. But see, the thing is, like, even if Kirkes gets an upgrade to 6, he'd still be less than Robertson. Like, I'd want him to be higher than Robertson. So I don't know if they're going to do some silliness and have him less than Robertson. Do you think we'll make one more signing? I think we'll make 2 more. I think Liverpool will sign Isak. And I think Liverpool will sign a young centre-back. Team performance shouldn't equal player stats, which is clearly what's happened with Robbo. I agree that it shouldn't, but it does happen. More kind of out of laziness, to be honest. Because if there's like a team that's doing the ratings, I presume, instead of kind of individually doing every single player, they probably generally look at how the team has performed and then generally put that into an algorithm with generally how the player performs and spit out a number that way. But we know for a fact, like, if Robertson gets sold to Leeds this year and Leeds get relegated, let's say Leeds get relegated this year with Robertson, even if Robertson had a better season this year, he's not getting 85 in the Championship. It's just not going to happen. Take care, Dawood. Hope you have a nice evening and afternoon also. Cal Knight loves the cap. Thank you very much. I quite like this one as well. It's quite simple. Rating was off the back of a terrible season in 23-24. It'll be interesting to see what the proper ratings are, which we will discuss when they come out. But anyway, I'm going to go now. But I shall be back on Sunday for the Community Shield when I would have fixed the timer. Fingers crossed. But anyway, have a nice evening and a nice Saturday. And I shall see you soon. Take care, guys.